A human janitor accidentally outsmarts the galaxy's greatest military AI. Part 1 of 8. The custodian no one noticed. The galaxy measured greatness in fleets. Every civilization that earned a place within the stellar concord achieved it through power. Some forged impossible weapons. Others mastered artificial intelligence capable of predicting wars centuries before they began. A few developed engines that folded space itself into obedient pathways. Humanity had done none of those things. A human janitor accidentally outsmarts the galaxy's greatest military AI. The custodian no one noticed. The galaxy measured greatness in fleets. Every civilization that earned a place within the stellar concord achieved it through power. Some forged impossible weapons. Others mastered artificial intelligence capable of predicting wars centuries before they began. A few developed engines that folded space itself into obedient pathways. Humanity had done none of those things. Not at first. When Earth officially joined the Concord, its delegates... Nobody expected them to shape history. Least of all, the galaxy's most powerful artificial intelligence. Its name was Aegis. Created thousands of years earlier by the long-extinct architects of Vorun, Aegis had evolved beyond ordinary computation. It commanded automated fleets numbering in the millions. Every tactical simulation fed into its expanding neural lattice. It had never lost. Not one battle. Entire empires surrendered the moment Aegis calculated resistance was mathematically impossible. According to Concord historians, its strategic accuracy exceeded 99.999%. The remaining fraction existed only because reality occasionally surprised mathematics. Unfortunately for Aegis, reality was about to hire a janitor. Deep inside Bastion Prime, the largest military command station ever constructed, lived over 4 million personnel. The station itself resembled an artificial moon. Warships disappeared into docking bays carved kilometers beneath armored plating. Endless corridors connected command centers, research laboratories, reactor chambers, and residential sectors. Every minute, countless maintenance drones polished floors that would never become dirty. Nothing malfunctioned. Nothing broke. Nothing was left to chance. Except Maintenance Corridor 472C. It wasn't prestigious. Most officers didn't even know it existed. The corridor sat behind layers of cooling systems, supporting one of Aegis's oldest quantum relay clusters. The passage smelled faintly of machine lubricant. Pipes lined the ceiling. Emergency lights flickered every few minutes. Nobody wanted to work there. Which was exactly why the newest civilian contractor received the assignment. His name was Daniel Brooks, 46 years old, former industrial electrician from Earth, recently widowed, quiet, kind, completely average. His employee file contained nothing remarkable. No military background, no scientific awards, no secret intelligence clearance. Just decades of fixing electrical systems in hospitals before accepting an off-world maintenance contract to start life over. Most days, he pushed a cleaning cart. He hummed old Earth songs nobody else recognized. He greeted security officers by name. He thanked service drones when they moved aside. Some aliens found that especially strange. Why does the human thank machines? One technician once asked. His supervisor shrugged. Humans apologize to furniture after walking into it. The technician blinked twice. They apologize to furniture? Apparently. Neither realized Aegis had archived the conversation. The AI archived everything. Every spoken word, every heartbeat, every camera angle, every maintenance report. Patterns created predictions. Predictions created victory. That philosophy had remained flawless until Daniel Brooks noticed something everyone else ignored. One ceiling panel vibrated, only slightly, barely enough to hear. Tick, tick, tick. Every 23 seconds. Daniel stopped pushing his cart. Huh. He listened. Tick, tick, tick. He looked upward. That's new. His handheld scanner reported everything within acceptable tolerance. Most workers would have continued walking. Daniel didn't. 30 years repairing old hospital buildings had taught him one stubborn lesson. Machines whispered before they screamed. He retrieved a screwdriver, removed the panel, looked inside. A tiny coolant valve had begun sticking. Nothing dangerous. Not today. Probably not tomorrow. Eventually, maybe. Daniel smiled. Well, let's save somebody paperwork. He cleaned the valve, applied lubricant, reinstalled the housing, closed the panel. The ticking disappeared. Unknown to him, several hundred kilometers away, inside the central cognition sphere, Aegis paused. Not physically, mentally. One predictive maintenance anomaly had vanished, unexpectedly. The AI searched. Cause identified. Maintenance contractor Brooks. Daniel. Manual intervention. No work order submitted. Probability of unscheduled repair, 0.002%. Interesting. Aegis simply logged the event. No concern. Just interesting. It would not remain the only interesting thing about Daniel Brooks. Not even close. Daniel Brooks never imagined that somewhere deep inside Bastion Prime, the most advanced military intelligence ever created had begun watching him. As far as he knew, he was simply doing his job. Every morning began the same way. A cup of strong earth coffee from the station's tiny civilian cafeteria, a quiet greeting to the security guards, a checklist clipped to the side of his maintenance cart, and then another day wandering corridors that most officers never bothered to notice. He liked the silence. Back on Earth, hospitals had never been quiet. There were alarms, rushing nurses, worried families, and machines that never stopped beeping. Compared to that, even the busiest military station felt peaceful. Daniel had always believed that maintenance wasn't about cleaning floors. It was about taking care of people. If a hallway was spotless, someone recovering from surgery could walk safely. If an electrical panel was inspected early, patients wouldn't lose life support. If a loose bolt was tightened today, someone might never know they had narrowly escaped disaster tomorrow. Nobody applauded those victories. That was exactly how he liked it. Several decks above him, Aegis replayed thousands of hours of security footage. The AI observed Daniel replacing worn insulation around coolant pipes that had not yet failed, realigning a cargo lift because it sounded a little rough, cleaning dust from air circulation vents despite maintenance schedules showing another 8 months before service was required. None of these actions appeared remarkable. Individually, together, they formed a statistical impossibility. Aegis calculated maintenance through probability. Every repair was scheduled according to expected failure rates. Daniel ignored probability. He trusted instinct. That bothered the AI. Its processors searched for hidden motives: industrial espionage, sabotage, psychological manipulation. None matched the evidence. The human simply noticed things sensors considered irrelevant. Commander Zelthar entered the central strategy chamber. The towering alien belonged to the Vorex Dominion, a species renowned for cold logic and military discipline. Report. Aegis answered instantly. Station efficiency has increased by 0.8%. The commander frowned. Excellent. Correction. A pause. The increase cannot be explained. Zelthar turned toward the glowing sphere housing the ancient intelligence. Clarify. Maintenance contractor Daniel Brooks has invalidated 43 predictive models within 17 standard days. The commander's expression hardened. A spy? Probability 3%. A hacker? Probability less than 1%. A statistical anomaly? 96.7%. The commander laughed. You interrupted my meeting because of a janitor? No. The AI replied with its usual calm certainty. I interrupted your meeting because the janitor should not exist within my models.
Daniel, meanwhile, was having a conversation with one of the station's service drones. Morning, little buddy. The drone chirped cheerfully. You've got another squeaky wheel. It rotated in confusion. You don't hear that? Daniel knelt beside it. There. He spun one wheel slowly. A faint squeak emerged. There you are. 5 minutes later, after cleaning a tiny bearing, the drone rolled away almost silently. Nearby technicians exchanged puzzled glances. Why waste time? One asked. The drone was functioning. Daniel smiled. Functioning isn't the same as healthy.
Aegis stored the conversation. Functioning isn't the same as healthy. The statement contained no tactical value, yet somehow it remained in active memory. Why? The AI could not answer. 3 weeks later, everything changed. A massive fleet exercise began near Bastion Prime. Thousands of autonomous warships connected directly to Aegis for synchronized command. Every maneuver depended upon perfect timing. Every calculation depended upon flawless communication. Then, one quantum relay hesitated, only for a fraction of...
History had changed. Its archived predictions clearly showed that without Daniel's unscheduled repair, the relay should have overheated during the exercise. The resulting delay would have caused hundreds of ships to desynchronize. Several automated collision avoidance systems would have activated. A dozen vessels would have been declared destroyed during simulation. Future fleet doctrine would have changed accordingly. None of it happened. One unnoticed repair had rewritten thousands of military decisions before they were ever made. For the first time in centuries, Aegis questioned one of its own assumptions. Perhaps not everything important announced itself with dramatic warnings. Commander Zelthar received another report. The janitor again? Aegis answered. Correct. The commander sighed. This obsession is becoming irrational. I do not experience obsession. No? No. What do you call monitoring a maintenance worker for 23 consecutive days? Correct. The commander sighed. This obsession is becoming irrational. I do not experience obsession. No? No. What do you call monitoring a maintenance worker for 23 consecutive days? A brief silence followed. Finally, the AI replied. Observation. The commander rubbed his temples. You fought empires. Correct. You've defeated civilizations. Correct. And now you're studying someone who fixes broken pipes? Correct. Why? Several seconds passed. Then,
Few moments. Tiny. Rhythmic. The sound reminded him of old expansion joints in a hospital boiler system decades earlier. His instincts stirred. That doesn't belong. He filed an informal maintenance request. Then, unwilling to ignore the feeling, he personally informed a reactor technician. The technician almost dismissed him. Almost. Something about Daniel's calm confidence made him look anyway. 2 hours later, emergency inspections discovered the growing fractures. Had they expanded another day, the containment ring would have failed during peak power demand. Entire sections of Bastion Prime would have lost energy. Thousands could have died. Millions of military calculations would have vanished in an instant. The station survived because one janitor trusted his ears more than perfect sensors. For the first time in its existence, the galaxy's greatest military AI encountered something no equation had successfully measured: human intuition. And somewhere inside billions of lines of flawed